platform. My name is Astraea Love, and I'm going to do a reading for you guys. So I hope you guys are having a good evening, good night, good day, good morning, whenever you get to watching this video. All right. Know that my readings are timeless. So whenever you pull in this video, there's going to be a message in here for you. Okay. You guys need to be able to use your best discernment so that you can pick through the messages, because I'm doing a collective reading, which means I'm going to be reading the collective energy. Okay. So some of the message may resonate, some of it may not. The good thing about these readings is that when you watch these readings, not only are you getting to connect with God and the Holy Spirit and with the actual, real, authentic psychic, but you also are getting to open your own abilities and use your discernment actively, which is going to teach you how to listen to your intuition, how to pay attention to your gifts and your abilities, and so that you can catch those little, whispers that the universe gives you before tragedy occurs, basically. So that is my greatest wish for all of you guys, is for you guys to basically learn how to use your abilities and then go to using your abilities, right? Our intuition works, basically as a fail-safe for anything that may occur. We usually will have a dream, we'll have a dream, we'll have a vision, we'll get a message, we'll see an angel number. All of those things are very significant, okay? So we're going to start with the prayer. We are calling upon the Most High God and the Holy Spirit. We're asking that our spiritual team of highest light and resonance and the ancestors come be with us now. We're asking that they put a protective cloak and shield around us. For this reading and for every other, we're also calling upon Jesus Christ and the Ascended Masters. I don't know if I said that. And we're just asking that they keep us safe for this reading. Also, I don't have the ability to type anything in the chat. Usually I have like my PayPal and Cash App in the chat. But if you guys have a personal question, you can send me a $20 super chat and with your question, and I will pause the collective reading and basically answer your question. So that's the way that I'm making myself available for those of you that need personal assistance, okay? So we just want to say thank you, God, for everything that you do for us. Thank you for this platform. And thank you for prospering this platform. All honor, glory, worship, and praise goes to you, Most High. And thank you for the messages. Amen. All right. Welcome in. I don't even know how to say your name, but welcome in, you guys, coming into that Trecoach and Joe Millard. Welcome in, you guys, like the duck, Millard. Okay, so by watching my videos, you're agreeing to the contract of being in control of yourself, being responsible for yourself. Your name is Trey, nice. And with any of the information being channeled, that means if I talk about anything in the realms of health, legal, that you are following up with a professional in the field of that advice, because I only claim to be like a spiritual psychic person. And so I cannot advise you on, I can tell you what spirit is, what's coming through, but I can't make decisions for anybody. So just make sure that to be responsible with the information, that you are following up with a professional in the field of the advice that you feel resonates. Okay. So we're just going to kind of do a general check-in. I'm doing good. I hope you guys are doing well. I agree. Jesus is king. We don't really have earthly kings anymore, right? But Jesus will always be an earthly king. There we go. Get the cord out of the way. So, all right. God bless you guys. Let's see what comes through. Now, I use the general, like, this is a live psychic tarot card reading, okay? And I'm using the Rider-Waite tarot deck, the general, like the original is what I want to say. And basically the tarot maps the human experience from birth to death, all right? That is what the tarot does. And so basically each card represents a different stage in human evolution, okay? Or you could say like a different stage, a different step in human growth, right? So I will explain to you what the cards mean. And they have a general meaning, but then I always get what the reading is about. And so I'll give you more information about that. So this is for all signs, all people. And yeah, just know that you can send me a $20 super chat with your personal question, and I'll pause the collective reading and use another deck of cards to answer your question. The good thing about like why I say to watch all the readings on these platforms is because you can learn from other people's mistakes, and you can learn a lot of different things. Not only will it expand your abilities, but you'll actually get to learn without having to make the same choices as somebody else, which I think is a blessing. Anytime that we can get wisdom coming in through that avenue rather than having to personally go through it, I'm not going to stand up. No. Because I know you're just wanting to look at my boobs, and I don't have the ability to remove you from the chat because I'm on my phone right now. So. But yeah. All right, I am cutting the deck. We're going to see what is in the energy. So please don't be perverted. That's definitely not what I'm here for, okay? I'm here to inspire people. And to basically just do my job as a reader. All right. Make sure that they are all mixed up. So we are going to see... Look, the sun is what just came out, the first card. So you can see now, like, I'm going to explain the solar plexus chakra. The solar plexus chakra is the chakra that is right here. It's right below the sternum, okay? It is a yellow chakra. It represents our connection to our own energy, our connection to our inner child. It can hold deep-seated emotions, okay? These sunflowers, also very significant. All of this represents happiness, good energy, mental alertness. So you guys are being seen as the light, you know? Oh, okay. Yeah, you guys are being seen as the light. No, I am not married, and I do not want to get married. I barely survived the last marriage, so anyways, this is not really about me. So when I see the sun card, what I can see happening here is that you guys are becoming more self-confident. You're stepping into your own self-esteem. You're standing in your own power, and you guys are loving on yourselves. You're being that light that inspires other people. So, I also pick up that you guys could be becoming more optimistic every single day, you know, like literally more optimistic, which means that whatever bad attitude that you could have had, why isn't it about, because I'm not here to discuss my sexual life with anybody, okay? I'm here to do a tarot reading. So anyways, getting back to the reading. Robin. This card can also talk about good health, which means that you guys could have been going through something, you know, in the past when it comes to your health, mental health or physical health. I feel like something, you know, you're being restored basically back to optimum health. It's almost like you've been able to hit the restoration button, and somebody else, they can't restore themselves off of your energy anymore. What I'm also hearing is that you guys are healing this inner child wound that was left open for quite some time. I do feel like there was somebody in the past that was poking at this wound. And this could be like a fear of abandonment. It does feel like a wound, but it also feels like a fear. Okay? You guys could also be leveling up in your career right now. I do get that the year 2026 is going to be a lot about physical improvement. Okay? A lot of new money coming in. A lot of new money coming in. I'm also hearing that, you know, if you had anything that you were working on that you were doubtful about, just know that you can put all of your eggs into that basket. You don't need to be doubtful anymore. Whoever was working against you has basically fallen away because they cannot compete. Think of it this way. If you're the sun, you're showing up the sun, and they're showing up the vampire, what does that mean about your energy? Not only does your energy expose other people and expose like the weirdos, you know, but it draws in like a moth to a flame. It draws in people that need to be triggered by you, right? People that are karmic to you, but they need to be triggered by you because had they not been triggered by your light, they would have never awakened, okay? Or awoken, however you want to say that. So you guys are being seen as light workers. You're here to share the joy, to spread the light, to spread the word, you know. And I'm not necessarily talking about the word of Jesus, because again, like the Bible was written by human men. It was not written by God, and it was not written by Jesus. So I'm not discrediting the Bible in any type of way, but I will tell you it was written by people. and people that existed a very long time ago. So the good thing about the Bible is that it can be used to learn from, because if something happened in the Bible, there is definitely a possibility it could happen to you while you have a human life here. That's why the Bible is relevant. That's why I feel like in all religions, there's a sliver of truth mixed in with a bunch of lies. So using your discernment is key. You know, Jesus, Muhammad, they had their own personal relationship with God. And so they were not going to a church and whatever other nonsense, okay, to communicate with God. Jesus was going into the desert to meditate and fast. So look at this, you guys. Fame, the Six of Wands, you have the Sun. Okay, you guys are going to be bringing a whole new energy to the scene. The Six of Wands is about a celebration. It's about fame, public recognition, notoriety, reward. So you guys are about to be rewarded for something great that you've done. You could have inspired other people to get into alignment for their assignment. I love that. You guys also are about to be rewarded. Yeah, the Six of Wands. You guys are about to, and remember what I just said about the 2026. 2026 is going to be a big money year for y'all, okay? The number 6 has to do with feng shui. It also has to do with the increase of physical items, material possessions. So you're gaining victory over the opposition right now. You're doing it through your own light. And the thing is that you guys are about to become bigger than your britches. Almost overnight is what it feels like. As soon as 2026 hits, this new energy is going to be coming in, and it looks like you guys know how to alchemize it. Also, if you've been working hard on a project, like what I was picking up with the Sun card, if you guys are having projects that you felt doubtful in 2025, do not abandon that project. If you're writing a book, keep writing that book. Keep contributing, because when you use your gifts and abilities to help yourself and help others, God will always make a way for you. You will always be profitable, okay? That is just the way that getting into alignment for your assignment works. And we're all here to do different things. Not all of us are meant to be healers and teachers, but for you guys, for the people that come to me, you guys are meant to be healers and teachers, or at least inspirational in some type of way. 6 of Cups, another 6, okay? So this has been something that was written into your destiny since y'all have been young. I'm good. How are you? How are you doing? Ridiculous, Stult. I can't even say. You have a very long screen name. But I hope you guys are doing really good today. So you're being told to concentrate on positive moments, okay? To look back on your past here with those 2 children with loving eyes, to shine that light on the places where you need to heal, because you're being prepared for something much greater than what you could have ever dreamed of. When I see the Star card, I know that literally this is the new age of Aquarius, to cover up her body. But like, this is the new age of Aquarius. You're bringing in that new consciousness, that new flow of water. When I see that, especially the cards in this combination, it just is showing me that you guys are destined for greatness. There's going to be some type of contact with somebody that helps you understand your future and understand where you're going with your future. So you also may literally be getting prophetic messages at this time. You guys could be seeing visions, listening to, like, you could be listening to very inspirational things, or you could be seeing angel numbers repeating, like I'm seeing 444, 333, 999. All of those are very important numbers. This is telling you to share your good fortune when you have it, and thus putting that good, like, if you just treat, this is a general rule. This is why treat others how you want to be treated is said, because I've actually experimented with that. I mean, I've never really been a nasty person or mean person, but like, I'm not perfect. You know, I had a childhood like everybody else. So, I just do right by people to the best of my ability, okay? I try not to hurt people's feelings, and I just do right by people. And so I feel like people pretty much, for the most part, do right by me. And it's putting that positive energy out and knowing that you will get a return in it. Knowing that you don't have to be cruel, you don't have to be sadistic. So why demons exist, Kiwi Kid, is because if we got to our destination and our destinies, and our destiny and our fate's a little bit different, but they're very similar. We have control over our destiny because we have free will. So we have a predestined path that we have basically carved out for ourselves before we come into this lifetime. When we come into this lifetime, we have the free will to pursue that path or to walk away from it. If we choose to walk away from our destiny and not pursue our dreams, not pursue the downloads we get, not pursue writing our testimony and explaining to other people how we got to where we are, if we choose to walk away from that, it doesn't mean that our life will be ruined. It's just we won't get the reward that comes with the destiny. Okay. Now, fate is something completely different. Fate is something that's going to happen whether you use your free will or not. Okay. So there's a story in Greek literature that I forget what the guy's name is. It's like, yeah, I can't remember. Well, anyways, he basically gets told a prophecy, fate, right? That he will end up unaliving his father and marrying his mother. So he does everything in his power to avoid that tragedy. But it just so happens that he accidentally unalives his father. He doesn't know his father is. Okay. And then he ends up marrying his mother and he finds out at the end. And that's what we call true tragedy, is knowing that it's going to happen and it happening anyways. So, yeah, I mean, chaos is a real thing, but, like, it's not more powerful than like, chaos is powerful, but we are more powerful. Our higher selves, we're more powerful. Yes. Yeah, good. You guys are using your free will to retaliate to you. Yeah, people should not be seeking, like, there's why it says vengeance is mine, so saith the Lord, is because somebody could have done something to you that they're acting on an old wound from another lifetime, and there could be a karmic imbalance. And if you were to retaliate on that person, that's just paying you back karma for something you did to them in another lifetime. It could really throw things off. So that's why you allow God to get the vengeance. So why do demons exist? Why does God even allow anything that's negative to exist? I'll tell you why. Because if we were just moving to our destinies, getting into alignment for the assignment, and doing what we're supposed to be doing with that in sunshine and rainbows all the time, then we wouldn't need, something to come on and push us into our purpose. So a lot of the times I will see clients where the universe is showing them to leave a job, to leave a partner. Yes, be good for goodness sake, to leave something or someone behind. And when people choose to stay in situations and places that do not serve their highest and best good, and they're being given positive reinforcement, then, the universe will be like, hey, I need you to be in this other place. Move. And if we don't move in love and rainbows, then the universe will send something that's low vibrational. It could be a coworker. It could be a new manager. Somebody did to fire us, and so on and so forth, right? And then that will force us to get into alignment. So that's why negativity exists. That's why lower vibrational energies exist. And I'm not a person that believes that everything is a demon. Like the Christians believe that everything that is not Jesus is a demon. I do not believe our ancestors are demons. It's ridiculous. But there are lower vibrational energies that would love to just, they don't have a body. It is what it is. They're stuck on this earth without a body, and they want to be able to consume food and party and et cetera, right? So, I mean, that does exist, but it's not exactly the way that religion paints it out to be. So a lot of you guys could be literally finding peace at this time. Yes, humans love to blame the universe and everything on the outside of themselves for what's going on the inside. The thing is when we go within and we resolve our issues by healing, by going within and shining that light of the sun on our wounds so we can heal this inner child and actually grow up within, what we're doing is helping ourselves evolve. We're stepping into that higher DNA, and we're taking accountability for the fact that we create our realities with our thoughts and our beliefs. There is not a God creating our reality for us. Yes, God is a big part of the the piece of the information that our higher selves are God. We've never been separated from it. And everything in this creation is a part of God still. It's all made up of God energy. However, we were given the gift of free will to choose what we want to think, to choose what we want to believe. And by, doing that, we are creating our realities. So sometimes it's not the thought that's in the conscious mind. Sometimes it's a thought or belief that's in the subconscious mind that draws an experience in over and over again. And if we look at it as an external problem and blame everything on the outside of us, then we're never actually looking at ourselves and taking accountability for the fact that there was a thought and belief within us that drew that experience in that needs to be looked at. And so this is why understanding how you create your reality is really important, and then actually taking an active role and going, okay, I'm going to start questioning when I have these like weird thoughts, even if it's an entity pushing weird thoughts onto you. Like, they don't ever push it in as you should hurt yourself. It comes through as I should. Okay? That's how these things work. And so you can basically cancel and rebuke that. Anytime you have a negative thought, you'd be like, that's not my thought. Do not think you are your thoughts. You're not your thoughts. You are an experiencer of your thoughts. Oh, make sure you guys like the video and tap the notification bell and make sure you're subscribed. Like, we are an observer of our thoughts. It's better if we don't participate in our thoughts, because our thoughts, some of the times, are not our thoughts. They could be a thought that our ancestor had multiple times. That's still in our frequency. So I see the 7 of Pentacles here. So this is now where we're going to start talking about whoever this other person is. This person that wanted to sabotage you. You're dealing with somebody here that, they wanted the tables to turn in their favor. Okay. Somebody wanted this destiny that's yours. It's like you're dealing with somebody that's a coward. Okay. Whoever this person that's in the 7 of Pentacles, they wanted the tables to turn in their favor. They did not want to see you successful, wealthy, healthy, whole, with a family, etc. Right? Whoever this person is. And these people, they believe solely in finances and what you can see with your eyes. They don't believe in the things that people can't see with their eyes. You see now somewhat, it's just really, it really is below the belt, the stuff that they're forcing you to go through. But the thing is that for you to become who you are meant to be, and for you to understand who you are in the spirit, you have to go through spiritual warfare. It's just a part of learning how to stand up for yourself in the spirit. So it is happening to you, but it's also happening for you. And once you master the spiritual warfare, then you don't have to repeat the same lessons. Once you change your belief system, you don't draw on the same experiences. This is how we get to learn and grow. So, you're dealing with somebody that was investing in siphoning energy. They were investing in sabotaging. And this is basically, oh, you're welcome. Yeah, we're basically the creator of our reality. And that's why God gave us free will. So it's a gift, literally. And when people abuse it, they abuse spiritual law. So what happens, you're dealing with somebody that likes to dabble in the darkness, okay? These people are not calling up demons with God's presence. They're working with lower vibrational energies, bowing down to them and shit like that, raising them up. When we should be raising each other up. These people are stupid, in my opinion, but it is what it is. Because anything that's gonna, you have to understand that your destiny is a part of God's bigger picture, and anybody that wants to come in and try to block God is an idiot, okay? Those are the types of people you cannot even seriously argue with or debate with. Those are the types of people that are ignorant. And when I say God, I am talking about the universe. I'm talking about not only the universe, but I'm talking about literally, the creation. So we have universal law. You're dealing with somebody that does not understand the law of attraction. They are like, why am I getting all this bad karma? Why are the tables turning in the favor of the collective when I did said spells? And it's like, yo, you can do as many spells as you want, but when you're doing spells on somebody that stepped into their power, that is owning who they are, that's taking responsibility for their own actions and their creation, and that is willing to heal and move forward. You can't, anybody that's in their destiny, you cannot do anything to somebody like that. And it doesn't matter how much black magic or how many demons or how many portals are opened or whatever nonsense is done. It really doesn't matter, because if you're doing what you came here to do, you will be unencumbered. Okay. Hopefully I said that word right. You will be unblocked, basically. You will continue to go forward, and nothing will touch you because you're doing what Spirit has asked you to do. So these people, you know, they take it upon their own selves to try to seek vengeance against you who have not done anything. Like, you living your life and being happy and being free of this weirdo is not hurting them. Their ego may be hurt, but you're not intentionally doing anything to shit on this person, straight up. And they are over here doing multiple things to try to manipulate your holiday, to try to manipulate so that you can't have a good future. And God is like, this is stupid. The reason that God is allowing you to go through this situation is so that you can learn how protected you are. If you don't believe in your own protection won't work. And so it all comes down to belief and where we want to put our energy. You're dealing with people from the past that want to put their focus on how they can get a hold of your resources, the resources that come with your soul. God is not confused when this person pretends to be you in the spirit and acts like you. God is not confused of who. If God wanted two of you, think of it this way. If God needed two of you on this planet, God would have created two of you. However, you're the only one that's going to be rewarded for fulfilling your destiny. If another weirdo comes up and tries to take your place, they're not going to get this Wheel of Fortune. Okay, this is yours. And you're not a victim of them. Yeah, stop thinking that you guys are victims, because you're not. You have so much more power over it. Like, love truly is greater than fear. Yeah, forgiveness and boundaries sometimes require love from a distance. Absolutely. If you guys are dealing with toxic family members, toxic friends, toxic coworkers, you can love people from a distance. You can give them unconditional love. Unconditional love is the love that you should give the earth just for existing as a part of God's creation. You know, like, I love the dirt. I love this pen. I love this tea that I'm drinking. I love you guys. I love everything that is in God's creation. I may not be happy. It's just the same love that you give a parent or a sibling. I may not be or a child. I may not be happy with what, everybody does all the time, but I still have love. Right? And that's a big discerning factor. You guys are dealing with people that do not love themselves, and they don't know how to love themselves because, their parents didn't love them. Their parents didn't love themselves. And it's pretty hard for us to learn to do something that our parents didn't know how to do. But that's what makes us generational curse breakers with this light here. It's what makes us light workers. Because we do the impossible. We learn how to love ourselves when everybody else is telling us to fuck off, And so happiness is a choice. Yes, we make from moment to moment because we control what we choose to think about and what we choose to put our focus on. And where our attention goes, energy flows. So know that that's how we create. So you're dealing with somebody that's extremely materialistic. They're only seeing the success that's coming in the Wheel of Fortune for you. And this person's like I'm literally seeing when the cartoons, cartoons when the eyes turn into money signs, I'm seeing that this person has money eyes for you. Like, they're literally stuck in a lack mentality. This person, whoever they are to you, they don't feel like they were given the same abilities as you. So they don't feel like they don't feel like they're lucky. And it could be all this black magic that these people have been doing. You know what I mean? Yeah, stop getting sucked into selling out for agreement or stinking approval. Exactly. When all you need is like a relationship with the Most High, and that's by going within yourself, not seeking some God with a name. I do not believe in gods with a name. Okay. Like, I love Thor and everything like that, but the Most High is nameless. Okay. And so that's why we just say the Most High in the general, because it's a God above all the deities. Because these people, in their minds, you have to understand, the people of the ancient past, they believed Baal was God. They believed Moloch was God. These demons that we're still sacrificing children to. That's what they literally believed God was. They did not know that there was a higher power, right? They believed that gods were something that existed in a statue, that you had to feed 3 meals a day and clothe, or you wouldn't be protected. And so that's why all of the statues in the past were defaced, because they believed, the people of the ancient past truly did believe, that if you destroyed a people's god by destroying their statues, then you would conquer that people. And because of that belief, a lot of people were conquered that way. So there's a story in the Bible about the transportation of the Ark of the Covenant. And the Ark of the Covenant sits in Dagon's statue, well, in Dagon's temple. And what I think it is some type of extraterrestrial weapon that was used. But what ends up happening is overnight, the people that stole the Ark of the Covenant, they put it in their temple and so that their God would keep it safe, right? And they wake up and their temple is destroyed and their statue is decapitated, which means their God is dead. Okay, like that's their mentality. So literally, there are many examples of how people do this idol worship stuff, you know. And I am somebody that I do believe that ancestors are important. I do believe that honoring the beings that gave us life and the ability to have this experience, I do think that that's important. Do I believe in worshiping ancestors? No, but I believe in honoring them. I believe it would be wise to honor the people, whether we know them or not, that gave us this ability to be here now. So what I'm kind of hearing is that you're dealing with somebody that they've been trying to destroy your happiness and peace for a minute now. And they've also wanted you to miss your star. They wanted you to miss your time to shine. And you're showing up as the sun and the star. That's all the light that's in the sky. There's nothing else that's, you know, that's in the sky that's light. So that just means that these people are in darkness. These people are also in poverty. Somebody is going bankrupt with the amount of money they've been spending to have witchcraft done on you. For some of you, this is a family member. For some of you, this was like an ex-lover, ex-friend, ex-coworker. But they were going to somebody trying to basically spin your wheel of fortune for them. And that's not how things work. You know, it is very hard not to be resentful for time to time, especially when you're under, you know, demonic torment and stuff, which is what I get that you're going through, Kiwi Kid. But yeah, you're minding your own business and leaving everything to God. Yeah. And so we should not be looking, you know, you're dealing with people that use moon magic. The moon is not meant to be used to take from people. I don't know why people believe that. It's also not a good tool to use for money. Okay. When the moon goes through a waning, which means it gets smaller, and a waxing cycle, why would anybody use them? If the moon is on a cycle that goes from being smaller to bigger, why would anybody use this to try to draw in money and resources? It doesn't make any sense to me. It's just not logical. Because then you would be setting your magic up on a system to where it would be depleted and then given back. Like if you just worked with the sun, did everything in the daylight, did it with God, you know what I mean? These witches and warlocks, like I could say this, but to them, they to them it's not gonna, you know, you could tell these people straight to their face their mistakes, but they don't want to, you know, admit to that. They don't want to. It's almost like this person feels, and I can feel this in the pit of their soul, they feel like they have to keep going with the bullshit, because if they admit that they were wrong, then they would have to stop. And what would be so wrong about stopping doing something that's harmful anyways? It's not even, it's like anytime you hurt another human being, you're actually hurting yourself. And so, you know, exactly. Yeah, trust the process. The universe has other plans for you. If you guys feel like you have missed an opportunity, I'm telling you right now, that opportunity was not meant for you. That was some snake shit, literally. Okay. If you feel like somebody stole something from you, whatever, if something can be taken from you, it was never yours to begin with. All right. That's why when you put your faith and trust in God and in your higher self, and you make that connection by going within and meditating and calming your mind and gaining control of your thoughts, then basically you're taking the steering wheel into your hands, and you're not just letting, you know, whatever system drive you on autopilot. So how do you make God laugh? Tell God your plans. That's hilarious. It's so true, though. It's so true. It's like, it's so true. So this person, they were being tested. You were this person's test, and they epically failed. They fumbled you. Somebody fumbled you, and, you know, there's not anything that they can do to get you back. And so this person feels like now they need to get you back, like as a revenge, you know, by stealing something from you. And the thing is that this Wheel of Fortune is still yours. All of these dreams for the future are still yours. This person really didn't do anything but fuck themselves over, which is ironic, because think of it this way. You're dealing with somebody that sits around channeling the evil eye. You may get like 30% of that energy that they send, but the rest, that 70%, is going to be stuck with them because they're the ones doing the spell. So this is like why I don't believe in doing witchcraft on other people. I don't believe, unless it is something, and again, yeah, I mean, it's got to be something completely harmless that doesn't mess with somebody else's free will, and they have to know about it. But you can do spells on yourself all you want, but when you involve doing it on other people, messing with their free will or messing with their destinies, that's stepping on the divine's toes. And that's not something that, you know, you want to do. That's not something I want to do. That's not in alignment, basically. So these people are going to miss their own destinies by trying to come for yours. That's basically what I'm getting. You know what? I don't think I've ever had Filipino food, but I would be open to trying it. But yeah, blessings, not spells. Exactly. I mean, you can call it whatever you want to call it. If it's manifesting with a crystal, whatever you want to call that. Again, what I consider to be witches are people that abuse their spiritual power and use their spiritual abilities to either find out information so that they can hurt and harm someone, or to just straight out hurt and harm somebody with their gifts. Somebody that is like using herbs to heal, I don't consider those people to be witches. And I don't consider that to be bad either. Somebody that burns sage or Palo Santo or whatever you feel helps, you know, for somatic release, I don't think that that's witchcraft. What I think is witchcraft is when we get to fucking with other people's free will and trying to take people off of their predestined path with God. I mean, that's just outlandish to me. That's crazy. But people are going to do when you're dealing with witches and warlocks and people that do manipulation, these people are you have to understand how powerless they are, how completely powerless they are, to the point where they have to resort to doing some low vibing shit to get anything. And even then, it's like their spells still backfire. You guys are, you know, you're in alignment, you're awakening, you're going through a spiritual awakening right now, and you're awakening to who you are in the spirit, and you're realizing that, yeah, you are that shit, you are that hot shit, you are that big energy in the spiritual realm. A lot of you don't even need to do spells, you know, to receive blessings. All you have to do is really be a good person and do the right things, choose the right thoughts, be optimistic. That's why this new mindset that is coming forward is going to bring you so much happiness. Yeah, upset comes from 3 conditions: a thwarted intention, yes, absolutely, an incomplete conversation, an unfulfilled expectation. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And so you guys are going through basically a rebirth where, you know, God knew that this person, because this person tried this shit in another lifetime. It did not work then either. But God knew that God knew there's something in the Bible that says about, I think it's something that Jesus said to one of the disciples, but he said, when you teach in my name, when you teach others to be good and basically to do the right thing and to love themselves, when you come in my name, they will try to crucify you for that. Just know that. God knew that these people were going to do this dumb shit. That's why they were being tested, okay? And so literally, you were given extra protection before this lifetime even occurred from this person. So just know that, you know, everything that you've been through has been to prepare you. Basically, you know, you've had to go through demonic attacks, psychic warfare, witchcraft. You've had to, just know, be thankful that you went through it. There are people that did not survive it. There are people that did not ever learn how to pray, never learned how to cleanse their energy. There are people that actually died from the shit. I literally know people that have died from the shit, that have literally died because somebody put witchcraft on them, or they got paralyzed or were put in a coma or whatever other horrible situation. So just be thankful that you guys have survived. You're still here. And not only that, God is going to make it this person's basically their punishment to sit there and watch you thrive after they have spent all of their time and energy and resources in trying to make you fail. Okay? So they're going to have to watch you rise while they sink. The last will be first and the first will be last, because a lot of things in this human world are ass hat backwards. But if we look at it through the lens of spiritual, because everything is spiritual. Anytime you have anything going on in your body that doesn't feel good, you need to stop what you're doing and go, what was I just thinking? What was I just believing? Who was I just around? What was I just doing? Okay. And then releasing those beliefs, going, does it serve me to hold on to these beliefs? No, it's the sun's going to rise in the east and set in the west, whether you believe it is or not. So you don't have to believe in anything. And when you don't believe in things, it allows the creation to actually shift. You got somebody in the Nine of Swords. First of all, I'm going to explain this very, very basic thing right here. This person that can't get out of bed, that's sick, that was trying to live off of you, that was trying to vampire you and vamp off of you, this person is foolish. They're in the Nine of Swords, okay? They feel like they really screwed up. This person stays up all night. I don't know what to tell them. They need to sleep. You know what I mean? Yeah, don't say that. You know what? You just be grateful that you guys are still alive and that you don't have to go through another childhood. I mean, I'm grateful for that. So somebody is in deep depression. They feel guilty and they feel regret. Now that this person's witchcraft is backfiring on them, you know, they've killed your innocent pets growing up. That's so sad. Yeah, it's literally, this person stays up all night. They're also on substances. I'm pretty sure that the lack of sleep, the sleep deprivation, and the substances are causing this person to be, you know, crazy. So they're not taking care of themselves, which is another thing. When you love yourself, witchcraft will not work on you. When you're loving yourself. These people are literally trying to force you not to love yourself so that their witchcraft can work, so they can see the effects of their magic. These people will only experience those effects themselves. Ace, because you're protected. Ace of Swords. The Ace cards are better than the 10 cards because the Ace comes from God. This is a hand coming out of the clouds. This is protection for your crown, and you're being protected in the physical realm and the spiritual. Your Wheel of Fortune is being protected. Nobody is going to gain access to your blessings. If you can't have them, nobody can. Welcome in, Red Elephant. And that's just the truth of it. You know, people that believe in the power of voodoo over the power of God are silly to me. There is no comparison. Yes, voodoo is powerful, but it only can work on somebody that, you know, is in a low vibration or that doesn't know who they are in the spirit or has no type of spiritual awareness. And why witches and warlocks don't want you to believe in magic is for this one reason. If you don't believe in it, you're never, when you get the symptoms of the witchcraft, anytime you guys go to the doctor and the doctor comes back and says, I don't find anything wrong with you, and you're having negative symptoms, that is witchcraft. 9 times out of 10, that is witchcraft. So just know that. You know, this shit can only work on you if you don't check for it, you know, and this is why they don't want you to believe in it. Because if you don't believe in it, you're never going to check. And the worst thing that these witches and warlocks, what they're really afraid of is you returning their witchcraft back to them, because then they're going to have to go through what they tried to put you through. And these people don't love themselves, or they would have never done this from the beginning. So, you know, basically, it's a failed attempt. The moment that you are aware of it and you can go, oh yeah, that's not my energy, I cancel, rebuke it, and I returned it back to wherever it came from. The moment that you do that, you have taken Well, the moment you do that, and then the moment that you take that witchcraft that's sent at you and you alchemize it into positive energy, you have just taken all of the power away from that already powerless witch or warlock. Because remember, you have to be in a very powerless position to want to force someone to love you, to want to force someone to give to you, etc. Yes, you have to complete with the past. You have to basically stop dragging the past into your present, yeah, by releasing it and healing from it. And the moment that you choose to heal and choose to move forward, the past can no longer block you. And so this is why it's so important to do that inner child work, to do that healing. And, you know, when you're dealing with people that don't want to see you thrive, show them love. Your love may literally wipe the ass completely off the face of the earth. You're dealing with people that are afraid of your success. Like, it's like they feel like your success is going to cause them to fail. And that's how I know that somebody was trying to destiny swipe, because if they weren't trying to exchange their bad, and this is not possible, but they're trying to exchange their bad energy for your good energy, that's not how things work. That's breaking universal law. So this person was foolish. Now they're in grief and deep regret over what they've been doing, only now after it's been returned to them and your ancestors have their foot on this person's neck. And now that they realize that you were the test, you know, God used you literally as bait to bait these weird vampiric reptilian ass fuckheads, like literally. Yeah, God used you to bait these people. God knew what these people were going to do, but wanted to see, okay, if I give you free will, you're going to continue to try to destroy somebody else's life that's not doing anything to you. I mean, I could understand feeling the need to get vengeance or something had you done anything, but you shining bright like a diamond is not no reason for revenge. That's ridiculous. You having mental health and not being in a psych ward, that is not good enough reason for somebody to seek revenge against you. You doing well financially is also not a good enough reason for somebody to want revenge. That's unjustified. And that's where negative unjustified karma comes into play, literally, is when, you know, you did not make a predetermined contract, soul contract, to go through this dumb shit with this person. But since they were given the gift of free will, they decided to abuse their gift of free will and create negativity. That's on them. You're not going to have to pay for this person's negative karma. Yes, that's such a good song. Shine bright like a diamond, literally. You guys are shining bright, and it's got somebody feeling really insecure. Because they did not know that you were the real magician, that you were the real one. See that infinity sign above that person's head? This person literally, they believe in magic so much, but they didn't. This is how I know that these people have no intuition whatsoever. They weren't able to sense this alchemical ability that you have. Like, you're joking, right? Who in the fuck is dumb enough to go attack somebody blindly without even doing any prior investigation into who they are in the spirit? Like, that's crazy. You would think that somebody that practices witchcraft would be like, should we even do magic on this person? I mean, do they have the capability to send it back? You know, these people could have never predicted that God would stick up for you. That's another thing. And yeah, you know, just give when you guys can. And when you can't, don't. Know that you have to be aware of who you give to. If you're giving your time and energy to people that don't deserve it, your fruits will be in vain. Okay? But when you give your time and your energy to yourself and you put yourself first, not in a way that destroys other people, but in a way that causes you to still be able to live another day, then you're putting yourself in a position to be able to thrive in the moment and in the future as well. Yes, like hoping up to a random person at a bar and picking a fight. Unwise. It is exactly like that. It literally is. Because the thing is that all you guys have to do is be like asking the universe, is this my energy? If it's not my energy, return it. These people, they can choose how they send it out, but they don't choose how that energy comes back to them. And that's why it's unwise to attack somebody randomly, and especially when they're already in the timeline of their destiny. I mean, it's ridiculous. The Chariot. The Chariot can represent a victory over the opposition. It can also represent a victory over illness. Somebody could have been trying to make you mentally ill. I kept picking up on that with magic. I'm also picking up on crooked ass cops. Okay, usually when the cops are crooked, they'll come out in the reverse. But what I'm kind of getting here with the Chariot energy is that this police energy is something that somebody else was working with. They were trying to manipulate, the courts or some type of police energy to come for you. And so, yeah, you're not going to tolerate bullying. Exactly. It's like literally this Chariot energy thought that you were the problem, but now the reason it's not in the reverse, coming out in the reverse, is because these people, these cops, whatever you want to call them, FBI, CIA, feds, whatever, they were misled. They were lied to by somebody that was already doing moon magic on them. They were deceived. So now that these cops are finding out that you're not actually the problem, that it's this other person, this is why you're not being stalked anymore, from what I'm picking up. God has also defended you, God has also put other people in their position. So yeah, the Epstein cover-up. God has put other people in their position so that they could stand up for you as well. Because not everybody is going to be corrupt and evil. It's just, you're dealing with certain types of people that have no intention on ever doing right by anybody. The Hierophant, there was a judge involved in something. The reason the Hierophant's also not coming out, the police and a judge, the Hierophant could also be Freemasons. It could also be a secret society, a coven, a cult, Scientology, whatever this is. These are people that are behind the scenes, that have their fingers into every type of profession. Let's just say that. You want to call it the Illuminati. You're dealing with people that are functioning only from the reptilian part of the mind, which means they don't have higher thinking skills. These people are fighting, and they're in fear and fight and flight response, basically. So I do feel like the gig is up when it comes to you. When it comes to your purpose, when it comes to what you're here to do. Somebody was trying to take you away from the internet, take you away from social media, take you out of your homeland, really, really insidious shit here. And they wanted to do this to you because they were afraid to see you move on without them. It is what it is. You're going to move on no matter what. These people were competing for a destiny that even if they tried to do the same thing that you do, it's just this, I always use what I do for an example. I've always been psychic. I didn't start doing readings for other people till 2012. This is like somebody that wants to do something like what I'm doing. This is just an example. This one I can think of. Wants to do something like what I'm doing, but they don't have gifts and abilities, so they try to do it and it fails. This is why I'm saying what you're here to do. Whoever's trying to copy you is not going to succeed because basically it's not their purpose. They're not going to be rewarded. People are not going to ever look at this person like they're you. The respect that you gain from other people, nobody will ever look at this person that does low vibrational bullshit like they're you. And so they need to stop trying to compete with you or trying to challenge your authority. Okay? Especially when these people are no authority having dumbasses in the spirit. These people have no spiritual throne. Okay, they don't rule over anything. They're not inspirational. The things that these people inspire other people to do is more witchcraft. And they think that witchcraft solves fucking everything. And it could maybe fix a couple of problems, but only if you do it on yourself. Because the issues with everyone comes from within. Everything that I've gone through comes from within. And I know that. That's how I'm able to resolve things and move forward. And so I don't look like what I've been through. Somebody is pissed off because y'all don't look like what I've been through. I am, yeah. If you send me a $20 super chat with your question, I will pause the collective reading and answer your question. So just know that this person that's trying to be you, that's been competing with you for quite some time, that's very jealous and envious of you, that was trying to slander you to the police, you may have a defamation case in the future that you can bring against this person for talking bad on you and talking complete nonsense. 8 of Wands. It's brought these people to the crossroads yet again. And the crossroads, the Eight of Wands is not really a good card. It's not really a bad card. It's kind of neutral. Just depends on the situation. You're dealing with people that bring, like, people need to stop with bringing the offerings to Hecate, okay? These people that are doing this bullshit witchcraft, this Wiccanism, whatever the fuck it is, and I'm not making fun of anybody that believes in that, okay? But I will tell you this. You cannot get to a Greek deity like Hecate by going to the crossroads. You know what's at the crossroads? Demons. That's basically verbatim what's there. And people that are taking offerings to the crossroads, they're not connecting with Hecate. You have to go through Hestia, the goddess of the hearth, fire of the house, okay, to get to any other Olympian god. You can, and even a Titan, you cannot access them through any other method than the Hestia fire, which is basically the fire that heats your home. That back in the Greek times, you never let that fire go out because it represents the life force of your house, right? So, yeah, these people that do these practices, they don't know what they're connecting with. Partially is the problem. They're connecting with trickster energies, and I know that we all have a past. I always talk about my past being Loki and all of the memories I have from that and all of the karma I've had to pay from that. And so this is why I reformed my ways. So it's just this, you're dealing with somebody that does not know how to look into the future and see that what they're doing now is going to cause ruin, Yes, some people are their own worst enemy. I think all people we are our own worst enemy most of the time. And until you truly integrate that shadow, like I had to go through really torturous shit. Literally how Loki was being tortured with the venom and the snake and all that shit. I went through years of that type of spiritual torture. And when I healed from it, it went away. But I had to actually look at it and stop running away from myself. And it took a lot of courage to do that, but it was completely worth it. Queen of Cups. You guys are being seen as somebody who's a nurturer. This is my biggest thing with the Queen of Cups of why I think people just think that you're going to lay down and die or let them do whatever. It's because you are seen as people, and we have both feminine and masculine energies, so we just take the gender out of tarot. So the Queen of Cups is somebody who's a nurturer, somebody who has hope in their heart, somebody who's like careful with money. You could be very devoted to being a loving person, and somebody sees that within you and they think that that's all you are. And this is why knowing yourself is so important. Know thyself. Lucifer always says, know thyself, know who you are. Because these people, they think that they know you, but they don't actually know you. They really don't. If they knew you, no, just put it this way. If these people actually knew who you were, they would not have done this. They would have picked somebody else. You know what I mean? Yeah, anybody who got their wisdom went through wars, battles, and lessons. Absolutely. Trials, tribulations. And it seems like it's not fair, but it actually is fair. The law of attraction is absolutely 100% fair. So don't let these people that are in the Five of Pentacles, the reason that they're in this Five of Pentacles energy is, one, they can't keep a normal job. Whoever this person is, they keep getting fired or they don't go to work because they stay up all night dancing around fires, doing spells on people, which is not good for their health. They're in the Five of Pentacles. This is like being homeless, casted away, being put under a lot of stress, And these people feel like every aspect of their life is open to attack because it is. Somebody was trying to cause you to be unemployed, homeless, and basically put in an early grave. And that is not what's going to happen. Yeah, you went through hell, but you actually made it through. These people are not going to make it through because they don't have the strength that you have. That yes, the Queen of Cups is a loving, caring person, but that doesn't mean that you could have been an over-nurturer in the past. I was a big over-nurturer. I was somebody that, like my ex-husband would beat the shit out of me all the time. Like multiple times a year. Really bad ass whoopings. And whatever. It is what it is. You're dealing with somebody that will not stop attacking you. Like, I don't know what you need to say to this person, Maybe you don't need to say anything to them because they're going to be their own doom. It's just like I used to forgive and forgive and forgive and be, oh, you'll change all this shit. And it's like, no, I'm no longer like that. I don't, when people fuck with me, I cancel and rebuke them immediately. I don't just like go, oh, I forgive you, and make up reasons in my head why I should let somebody off the hook for something that they did that was evil or wrong. And so I used to be an over nurturer. I was extremely over nurtured and I was always getting hurt. And so I had to learn how to balance my energy out. And this person believes that you are who you used to be and you are not who you used to be. You know what I mean? The mother of your child was very physically and mentally abusive. Oh, I'm so sorry that you went through that. That's not fun. But hopefully you can be there for your child to be a good role model so that they can know that, because I'm sure that they're traumatized as well, so that they can know that life can get better, especially when they get away from their mother, which is sad to say. But, you have an Ace of Cups here. This is a overflowing cup of love from God. This is, you have the thing that, it's not to say that these people are not loved by God, because God loves all of its creation. God will straight up sit around, the divine realm will sit around and wait forever for somebody to change their ways. Like, I am not going to lie about that. Like, literally, yes, some people are more favored, but it's because of their own actions and their own deeds rather than some supernatural favor that comes from above. It's from being in alignment. These other people, they feel like God doesn't love them, and they're blaming God for everything that goes on in their life that they're creating. And so this is why they are not going to have an authentic connection with God, because first of all, they will not acknowledge that they are a part of God. We are God. We are. That's it. Our higher self is God. There is no separation. It's only because they called us Susie, Johnny, Betty, whatever our name is, that we think that we're separate from everything. It's the word I that basically makes in our mind a separation. So you're dealing with people that they believe that God is, some weird shit, or they believe in multiple gods or whatever. And there are many deities out there, but there's the source, creator, that love, joy, and peace. That's what I'm talking about as God. That positive vibration. That's basically all that really exists. And anything else that's lower vibrational, it doesn't have any type of power, It doesn't have any type of power. Two of Pentacles. The strongest of voodoo literally does not have any power when it comes to love, joy, and peace, Yeah, you can't blame a victim for being attacked, but literally, if the person who's being victimized never stands up for themselves, then, they're going to continue to be victimized. This is why you guys get attacked, is so you can learn how to protect yourselves. And so that why spirit allows these attacks to go through is so that you want to become spiritual. Like I said, if everything just was fine and we moved towards God and towards becoming our higher selves and becoming the best version of ourselves on our own without having any stimuli, then that's how it would be. But for the human experience, usually it's the darkest nights that bring the brightest dawn. And that's what I'm seeing here with the light. Is like you guys have this light within you and it irritates people's demons. People are irritated. That's all this is. This Two of Pentacles energy is a good message coming to you. This is going to be like literally some good news that you receive. The good news is me telling you verbatim what the gospel is trying to tell you. You are the divine, the kingdom of heaven with this is within, and that you have an overflowing cup of love coming from God, which is going to support you for the length of your days, for however long you live and beyond that. And so when you have God with you, what do you need to fear? Like, what the fuck can a demon do to somebody that has the light of God within them? Like, that's what I want to know. This is why, the lower vibrations, they try to keep you from stepping in your power. They try to keep you from getting on your spiritual journey, because once you do, you surpass their grips. Like they can reach for you, but they won't be able to touch you. And this is what these people do not understand. Everything that we're talking about today is what this person lacks. They lack knowledge, they lack wisdom, they lack intuition, they lack insight, and they also lack the point of view that's going to cause them to actually become who they need to be, which is definitely not you. Their divine life purpose is not to become you. Okay. You can be inspiration to somebody, but them wanting to be you, that's like going overboard. That's doing too much. And I will always say that there will be gravestones that say, here lies Johnny, so and so. They died because they did too much. They did too much without ever checking themselves. That check yourself before you wreck yourself. You got to check yourself before you wreck yourself. And just take accountability. Not that you blame or punish yourself, but just that you take the time to heal from whatever, was going on that was causing you strife in the first place. And this is what's booted this person out of your energy, to be quite honest. You may receive something in the mail. Oh, you're very welcome, you guys. You guys may receive a message. It could be a text message, a phone call. It could be some court documents that you're about to inherit something. Something really big is coming. And you're dealing with people that are stuck in their shadow side, that are stuck in this Page of Cups, this very immature, childish energy. All these people have to offer you is a cup with a fucking codfish in it. Nobody wants that. And these people are extremely materialistic because they're only focused on the material side of life. They don't have the ability to see the other part, which is the spiritual side. And so, yes, read into your circumstances, look into the situation that you were born into and go, what am I here to learn? What do I need to grow from? What do I need to heal from to move forward? If you don't ever ask those questions, you'll never be led to the answer. And if we always project onto other people that they are to blame for the trauma we experience, then we're not taking responsibility for us creating our own lives. And that's really what we're here to do. So I feel like you guys are, doing the right thing. Your prayers are being answered here. Even if you're still experiencing some psychic attack, you need to also look into your psychic abilities. Why are you empathically picking up this person's witchcraft? For some of you, you're dealing with somebody that's just using projection. They're not even actually doing any formal hoodoo voodoo shit. They're just literally they want you to suffer and feel the way that they feel, but you don't vibrate like that. And so when you guys pick up on other people's energy, you can either transmute that energy and keep it for yourself, or you can return it back to the person, whatever you feel comfortable with. Or you can ask your angels and guides to take off of it. Take that energy off. You know what I mean? Literally. And the thing is that the positive that exists respects free will. Okay. So it's like literally our spirit guides and angels, they can do a lot for us, but if we don't ask them, if we don't ask for help, they're not going to just jump into our experience and start fixing our problems for us when that's something that we can do. Like, they're not going to violate free will. The biggest difference between the darkness, or what you would want to call evil, and things that are good is that the darkness, evil, does not respect God's creation or life. Okay. And then the light, or free will, the light does respect God's creation, does respect life, and does respect free will. And so that's the biggest difference that I can see. But beyond that, a lot of things that seem demonic don't even, a lot of you guys have scary ass spirits that protect you. I'm just going to say that. They may look demonic, but they're not actually there to hurt you. And so you'll be able to tell. Like, for years, I thought that demons were after me for years. And maybe some were. But like, I literally thought they were for years because I didn't know what I was seeing was my spirit guides. When I figured out that these beings are here to love me and to protect me, then I was like, oh, okay, I can let go of all that fear, that I was projecting onto them. So just know that brighter days are ahead. Is what I'm basically seeing. And you don't have to manipulate your memory. All you have to do is release the beliefs that created the situation and allow time and space, and do some meditation and going within to find out where it is that you hurt, so that you can fill that with love and with light, and so that you can heal, so you can integrate that shadow of all the past lifetimes before where maybe you weren't the best person or being or creature or whatever. Queen of Pentacles. You guys will remain abundant. Like, this is what I'm saying. You're about to be turned into somebody who's extremely abundant. There's nothing that this person can do. They're going to have to watch you guys succeed. That's just what it is. You guys are here to receive justice in this lifetime because somebody tried to do this to you in another lifetime and it did not work. It backfired then because, again, the universal laws, it most likely was in this universe. The universal laws were the same then that they are now. So this person is basically getting back what they sent out and they're displeased. And now all of a sudden they want to exchange energies with you so that they don't get back what they sent out. And that is not how the universal law works. It's not how the law of attraction works. These people are just bored. Like, you know, Adam and Eve ate that forbidden fruit and all that nonsense in the garden because they were bored. The things that people will do because they're discontent and bored are like ridiculous. And you're dealing with somebody that will not take accountability for their own actions. They're always going to be blaming everybody else, because they don't want to think that they're the ones that created this death in their family, that they're the ones that created this poverty, but they are. Like, what the hell? They literally are. These people are to blame for everything that they're going through. Had they left you alone, these people would be here. These people would be in a better position had they just left you alone. But because they decided to come for you and to try to break your patience, basically, yeah, to feed off of you, literally. And you're over here with Archangel Michael's protection. You can balance your dark side and you can also balance your own energy. These people don't stand a chance, literally. Not when you know these secrets about the universe and you have all this hidden knowledge within you. These people are not going to be able to gain a victory over you. I don't care what they do. I don't care what type of spirit they go to. I don't care what type of offering they make. I don't care what type of system they use. They cannot trump your free will. But you are dealing with somebody that's very envious and jealous, okay? And they don't know how to come to terms with the way that they feel because they don't understand why they feel that way. You know, they blame it on everything external. Oh, you must have had a better upbringing. You must have had better this and a better that. And these people would not make it through not one third of the things that you've survived. These people would die immediately. So they might want to be mindful about that they literally would not survive any of these trials and tribulations that you've had to go through. Yes, exactly. Yeah. Definitely, you're not the only one that has suffered, yeah, and by being an innocent bystander. And it's sad that the good have to suffer along with the bad sometimes, but, you know, that is what the humans choose to create. The Seven of Swords, these people know, they knew that trying to victimize you could backfire. There's always a possibility. Anytime any type of magic is done, any type of ritual is done, there is always a possibility that a backfire could occur. So it's not like these people didn't know, you know, it literally is like in the fine print of like, and hey, do you know that if you do this spell on the wrong person, it could immediately backfire. It could offend the things in the higher dimensions and it could all come back on you at once. I've literally seen the Most High literally remove so much witchcraft, like 40 years of this person's witchcraft of putting people in coffins. I saw God remove all of it within the blink of an eye. So that nothing is impossible. So we never want to put limits on the divine. And this person could have never anticipated that God would defend you. Nine of Pentacles. You're going to remain able to stand on your own 2 feet, single, self-sufficient. These people wanted to take your resources. This planet does not suffer from a lack of resources. It suffers from a lack of love. And so you don't have to compete for something that's already yours. Like, that's clearly obvious. But when these people, they're eating delusions, okay? These people are delusional. They're stuck in their shadow side and they're drinking from whatever is in these weird cups, okay? The Seven of Cups. These people's judgment was clouded. Now they're going to blame you because their judgment was clouded. But who clouded their judgment? I mean, literally, you're not over here thinking this person's thoughts for them. So as far as you creating these cups of illusions, this is what this person chose to believe about you. They didn't choose to believe that you were a warrior capable of defending yourself. They chose to believe that you were going to be their next victim. That's on them. You have every right to fight for your own peace and to fight for your life. And don't think that if you have to stand up for yourself against these people, that's going to be too drastic. These people should have never come around playing with you. You know what I mean? These people are in major regret, crying over spilt milk. That's what the Five of Cups card is crying over spilt milk. These people is coulda, shoulda, you know, I wish I could, I wish. These people are just pissed off because when they had you in the palm of their hand, these people did not know your door to value. And so now that they see your door to value, they're like, oh shit, I didn't leech them for everything that they were worth. That's basically how this person feels. Which is like, really? You mean now that you see that this person has worth because they love themselves, now you feel like you need to get your get back because you didn't take something from them? These people were never going to be able to take anything from you. And I don't care what the devil told them or whatever lower vibrational energy they talked to, whatever told these people, see the devil, what people think the devil is, the lower version of mankind, people that are stuck in their ego, they get told by these entities and shit that they can take your destiny. I mean, these beings straight up lie to these people. Have you ever heard the devil is a liar? Literally, these lower vibrational energies lie to these people, and they love to watch people, just like the rapture being on September 23rd. I don't know what demon or what lower vibrational spirit told the whole planet that the rapture was going to be on September 23rd, but people gave their kids away to fucking DCFS, literally to child protective services so that they could rapture. Like, what the fuck? Like, they thought that they would rapture before their innocent children. You've got to be joking. Not only that, there was 1,000 people on September 23rd went up to Mount Everest without supplies. This is a true story. This has just recently happened this past September. If you don't know about it, you'll have to search it up and listen and watch a video on it. They went up to Mount Everest, okay, to rapture, and they believed so hardcore that they were going to rapture that they sold their houses for cheap, gave away their cars, gave away all of their possessions to just random people. And then they went up to Mount Everest thinking that they were going to rapture because some fucked up spirit told them that. And literally, and there was a prophet in South Africa or somewhere in Africa that predicted this shit. And I don't know why nobody has come to skin this person, but that's neither here nor there. But literally, they went up there and caused a very big problem. 1,000 people got stuck on the midway of Mount Everest, where the sharps, I think that's what they're called, sharps, whatever the people that live over by Mount Everest, they had to go up with their horses and buggies and shit and go out of their way to rescue these 1,000 people that went up there that did not bring any supplies with them because they're stupid, that thought that they were going to rapture because they're stupid, that listened to whatever person or spirit said that they were going to rapture. Sherpas, thank you. They went up there and then they put all of these Sherpas' lives in danger because all these Sherpas had to go up there and rescue these people. And it was a 3-day journey just to get to where these people were at. And not only that, where these people were at, it was where there's like feces and urine everywhere in the snow. So you can't make any water to drink. And it's too high to where you basically need oxygen. I mean, these people were irresponsible. They went up there without any supplies. And when they didn't rapture, now all of a sudden 1,000 people need to be rescued. I mean, ridiculous. But that's just the type of world that we're living in, is that people are completely ignorant to who they're being led by until it's too late. And I'm sure that demon, whoever that person was that did that, literally, what do they think? What does rapture mean? I think it means some type of ascension, but like literally, yeah, they thought that they were going to like disappear out of their clothes, like that movie, like that Nicolas Cage movie. I forget what it's called, but like literally, they thought that they were gonna just disappear out of their clothes. Sad. So anyways, some of those people lost limbs, like literally over their poor choices. And they'll always come up with, these weird Christians will always come up with some type of other shit like, no, the reason it didn't happen on that day was because of this. Just because they don't want to own up to the truth that they were fucking tricked by some type of spirit or entity or person that said that they knew what they were talking about and said that they knew God. This is why I say that the Bible is useful for some things, but is it the end all to be all? No, it's not, because it was written by people that thought that they knew God. In fact, most of the people that wrote the Bible or were a part of it, besides the book of Psalms, were people that denied Jesus to his face and basically did not follow Jesus's laws at first. So it's like, it's not like it was Jesus's laws, but Jesus was we're supposed to be living as Christ lived, as being a positive example, just being a good person, not praying to Jesus to come save us. There's not going to be a man that comes out of a fucking cloud. I mean, if that were to happen, it would be an Anunnaki or some shit, okay? Would not be a human person coming out of a cloud to rescue us. I do not think that that's going to happen. I think the Christ consciousness is going to come back through each and every person going through a spiritual awakening and realizing that we're more than just our egos. We're more than just what our name is and what our job is and what our identity is. We are more than that. And by understanding that we are a soul, we are a spiritual being having a physical human experience, it gives us the ability to transcend that human experience and that ego to a better state of existence, which is being in a consciousness where pain and suffering doesn't exist. Two of Cups. You guys have a soul contract with the universe here. That is a loving, binding contract. Nobody can break that contract. Nobody can just rip you from this world. It feels to me like somebody attempted to do this. They thought that they were going to cause you setback after setback. And this person's like, how do they keep getting back up? Well, they never calculated into their little witchcraft calculation that God exists on the inside of you. So when you go within and find the answer to your own problems, you don't create the same situations over and over again. And that's got these people in the Tower and the Ten of Swords. I mean, one sword would have done these people in. But the reason that they have 10 swords in their back is because they think like a victim and a martyr. Somebody wanted to martyr you, and you're like not down with that program. Absolutely not. Like, we understand that we have to put the max oxygen mask on ourselves before helping our child, but that's not being a martyr. That's taking responsibility, putting it on yourself so that you can be conscious to put it on your child. These people wanted you to just like lay down and let them kill you. And that is not what's going to, or lay down and let you take their destiny or like just go through the karma for me. No, you can't live this person's lessons and you can't teach them. All you can do is be an inspiration. God will use you to teach these people a lesson, but it's not in the way that it sounds like punishing them. God is going to use you to teach these people to become better people, and they'll either die being a bad person or they'll live through being a better person. That's what's going to happen. The Three of Wands. You have very much creative vision. Your ships are coming in. You're over here waiting for the success, and it's here. Claim it. Your dreams, whatever your dreams for the future, will come true. So just know, if you're seeing it in your dreams, if you're seeing it in your mind, it's going to happen. As long as you continue to love yourself and do right by yourself and by others. And I'm not saying to go out and save the world. All you need to do is save yourself and forgive yourself if you feel like you've done anything. And don't blame God, because it's not God's fault. I feel like somebody is about to be really put in jail. Like, whoever this person is, they lied to the police on you. You know, they shouldn't have done that. I don't know what to tell them. That was a very foolish thing to do, especially when, you know, the proof is in the pudding. And it's like, y'all are still here being good people, and it's for everybody to see that you're still being here, being there for other people and helping yourself. You have not done anything to this person to deserve this. It's really not your fault. I mean, it's your responsibility to heal from it, but you did not go try to get this weirdo locked up. I mean, you could have literally come for this person because of what they tried to do to you, but you didn't. And so this is why you're being rewarded. This is why you will have an abundant harvest. You will be very popular. People will want to surround themselves with you because you have good energy. You take responsibility for yourself. And yeah, we're all learning. I mean, I'm learning every day. And so none of us are perfect, but you know, the more that we become like our higher selves and look as God as the example and that love, joy, and peace and move towards that, the better our lives are going to be. Everything may not look exactly how we want it to look, but at least the more that we move towards love, joy, and peace, the more of that we'll have in our life. Six of Pentacles. This person is about to get put in jail. Not only are they about to get locked up for lying on you, it feels to me like they're going to have to make some type of payment, either to the courts. This person could also be going through a custody battle. Yeah, this person was trying to literally sue you for something. They had a big old plan on how to use witchcraft on the court system, and all of this has backfired because you're basically in position to receive a blessing. And this person's just ticked off about it. Knight of Swords. They might want to be mindful that God has also put other people in position to protect you. Yeah, the way is inside. Yeah, it's never outside of them. But when you're dealing with people that are in the Ten of Swords because they feel like they're a victim, these people, you could tell them till you're blue in the face that they're not the victim. And they want to believe that they're the victim. That's what they're trying to manifest so that it looks like they're not guilty. But God sees everything. It's like, what the hell? People are really stupid. To think that we're not being watched by the heavens and by the things in space and shit and by the extraterrestrials is ridiculous. But some people's belief system is the one thing that will keep them from ever going through an ascension. Death. What I just say, some people's belief system will be the one thing that blocks them from ever having a spiritual experience of their own. These are you're dealing with people that are trying to learn through your experiences and trying to learn through your destiny, but it's you guys don't share the same lessons. I mean, they should not have sent, if these people were not prepared to die themselves, they shouldn't have sent out the death energy, straight up. They shouldn't have called upon death. If they didn't want death to come to them, they shouldn't have summoned it. Literally verbatim stupidness. This is like, this person is most likely going to die because of their pride, and they're going to die because they're stupid, and because pride is stupid. It's like literally, that's why I think that pride is the most deadly out of all of the deadly sins, is because when you're prideful, you will not get help. When you're stuck in your pride and in your ego, you will deny the truth. You won't get help, and you'll do just crazy things because you're prideful, right? And it's one of the things that can get you killed the fastest is pride. And it's all a sin is a mistake. Like, none of us are perfect. You guys, though, are high priests and high priestesses. You have this whole Torah. See that scroll that she was holding? It's got the Torah. You have this whole book of wisdom within you that's just waiting to come out. And you can see through these people. This is why you walked away from them, because you could see what they were trying to do behind closed doors. And, you know, even if you felt like, gosh, I just saw this person doing a ritual in my head, that sounds crazy. That's just your intuition showing you what's going on. When you see those angel numbers, you know that you're in alignment with your assignment, when you're in alignment to receive messages. Yeah, you aligned your chakras and they attacked you and got them out of whack. So all you need to do is get your chakras back into alignment. You can call on angels. You can use sound like a bell. You can use meditation. You can use any type of technique that you feel works, listening to crystal singing bowl sound baths. But yeah, basically you want to work on each chakra. If you feel like all of the chakras are out, then I would start from the root and go to the top, because the root is going to be where the core of the issue is. Usually it'll have to do with safety or security. King of Wands. Beware that there may be somebody that is overly sexual. This person, I mean, they're very debaucherous. I don't know what to say. It's like somebody thinks that their look can get them through everything. This King and Queen of Wands. You may be dealing with a couple. They just feel like because they're, I mean, I'm getting these people are skinny or something, or maybe they are physically attractive, but I'm sorry, being physically attractive is, and when you've committed identity theft and other crimes, it's not going to keep you out of jail. Being attractive will not keep anybody out of jail. I don't know what the fuck people are thinking. They literally think that this witchcraft shit is much more powerful than it is. They think it's big. They think that they are bigger than God's plan. That's crazy. Page of Wands. These people could also have a child. This is why it's really, really detrimental to these people's mental health, their physical health, and their life. If this Queen of Wands is pregnant, yeah, that's not good. I'm not kidding. These people have put themselves in a position to have to go to jail to lose their children. This is really sad by attacking you and being relentless. I mean, you never did anything to this person. That's what is so outlandish to me, is like, what the hell? You never did anything to them. Why would they do this? Because they don't want to see you be this King of Pentacles. This person doesn't want you to be able to, have your own finances and spend it. It's crazy. But they can have all the money in the world and all the positions, etc., etc. All right, let's get a conclusion for this reading. What do they need to know moving forward? And is there anything else that needs to be done? Well, we call forward any thoughts or beliefs that created this situation, and we question the mind. Does it serve us to hold those thoughts and beliefs? Oh, no, it doesn't. Okay, good. We're going to release all those thoughts and beliefs. And then if we go back into a pattern of thinking them again, Spirit, please help make us become aware of that pattern so that we can heal it. You're dealing with people that are up under judgment, and because you are the core reason why they're up under judgment, well, it's actually them, but the way they see it is that it's you, because they attacked you, an innocent person. They attacked an innocent person, and now they're up under judgment for it. Okay, so they're blaming you, but it's really, they're blaming God. That's who they really are blaming right now. So, it is what it is. These people are going to be dragged through some type of court proceeding. This is a losed court case. I don't know if they were trying to say that you were liable for something, you were to blame for something, but the courts can see that you were nowhere near these people. So you're going to have to walk away from trying to take your money away from you, basically. It is stupid jealousy, yeah. 7 of Wands. You defending yourself, even if you feel like it's too extreme at the time, it's not. This is just you standing up for yourself. These people are the type of the people that want to poke the bear over and over again. And then the moment that bear, after being poked 7,000 fucking times, strikes back, then these people got to throw a fit about it and complain. And it's like, well, did you sit there with a stick, like poking the fucking bear over and over? Like, what did they expect was going to happen? I mean, when you taunt somebody and you try to victimize them, and these people are trying to make you a victim when you are not their victim. Like, that is psychotic. So, welcome in, Melly Star. Yeah, you can always rewind this to the beginning. But yeah, you guys, I'm so proud of you. You have made it through something major here. And, these people, they're not going to be able to do anything else to you. Whatever they had cooked up is literally what I'm getting. Whatever shit they're smoking, whatever they've cooked up, this is not going to be successful. It never was going to be. Page of Pentacles, there is still a legacy for you to leave your children. There is still a whole lot to be gained here. And these people just don't want to see you have anything because they don't have anything. But the reason that they don't have anything is because they engage in lower vibrational, activities like gossip, slander, witchcraft. Being envious and jealous is low vibrational in itself. So, it's like these people, they don't know what to say for themselves because they were the fool the entire time, thinking that you were this like little lamb and you turned out to be a lion instead. Well, it is what it is. They shouldn't have poked the bear. Be aware that somebody may be wanting to come in to make you a love offer, but this is not somebody that you need to fear. I feel like you guys have gone through a major transition, and there's more richness of life for you to live. Like, you are nowhere close to the end of your journey. You're just beginning it. You're just beginning to get to the good part of it, and somebody wants to destroy that, and they're powerless. Remember, people that do witchcraft on other people and try to fuck with free will and bend the universal laws to their favor, those are stupid people. Those are people that cannot accept the truth for what it is, and they're people that are completely powerless to their own reality, okay? They're powerless. And this is why they do witchcraft, because they feel, like they feel like they have to. I mean, it's ridiculous. Nobody has to do witchcraft on somebody else. That's a belief. It's a belief. That's why I said these people's belief systems will keep them in hell. Like, just know that your enemy, you don't have to get no revenge on these people. Your enemies are already fucking losers, and they're already, and I'm not trying to be rude, but like, they're already struggling and suffering to the utmost max because of their own actions. You don't need no get back. Your get back is you just living a happy life. What does Beyonce say? The best revenge is your paper or some shit. It's really not. The best revenge is you just being able to be free without them in your life. And these people were like, how dare you move on and heal? Like, what was I supposed to do? Just stay hurt forever like you, fucking weirdo? You know what I mean? What was I supposed to do? These people are like, how dare you heal from what I tried to do to you? It's like, you have every right to heal. You cut these people off right in time. Had you stuck around these weirdos, something would have came back on you. And so this is why you were guided to move away from these people. And they were very foolish to think that they could just bring up some false charge against you, manipulate a bunch of people, and that there would be no divine intervention. That's crazy. When you continue to help and other people heal and do the right thing, it's like, people can't come for you like this. This is why, this destiny swipe shit, people need to stop listening to the demons and whatever the fuck they're taking. If they're saying it's going to be a rapture, or if they're saying that you can switch out somebody's destiny, no, the fuck you cannot. God knows who God created, okay? Ace of Wands. You guys could be getting ready to start a family. You're being encouraged to begin a new project. Whatever this is that you love to do, just because somebody wants to copy it and impersonate you, don't let that stop you. Like, literally, the people that do Cirque du Soleil, the circus stuff, like, I'm sure that there's a lot of competition in that, but those people that are getting paid and that are doing it, those are the people that never gave up. So just know that if you don't give up on yourself, you're gonna see success. And this person that wants to come in and date you, don't think that they're gonna be like people from the past, okay? Yeah, the people from the past are in the tower. They abused their power when it came to you, whatever little power that they had. I mean, pretty much powerless, but yeah, they abused their power, and now they're in misery over it. And they're seeing you succeed, and that's probably the worst punishment ever for them. You have an Ace of Pentacles, which means your pennies come from heaven. When you don't rely on the physical world to bring you money, and you rely on your higher self and the Most High to provide for you, and you put faith and trust that you will always be provided for because you are in alignment for your assignment, you'll see success. You'll see better days. Days where famine and drought and poverty and bankruptcy and all this shit, would have hit you. Those days will never come near you. Those days will be for these people. They're already bankrupt. These people can't heal. This is another thing that's wrong with them. The Nine of Wands. They can't heal. You're dealing with unhealed people that don't want to walk away from being idiots. And so you can't even argue with these people. And that's what they'll want to do, is bait you into an argument so that they can get you to come out of your character. But like I will always say, everybody has emotions. To provoke somebody to anger or wrath and then expect for them not to have a reaction, that makes the person doing that stupid as fuck. Like, it's poking the bear. It's like thinking that that somebody is wrong for having emotions or having a reaction. That's not going to stand up in a court of law. You cannot, after this person has bullied you, over and over again, incessantly, without stopping, you know, literally. How can you be blamed for protecting yourself? Nobody is ever going to come along and blame you and say, oh, that you're wrong. Welcome in, fashionista. Literally, nobody is ever going to blame you for protecting yourself. Okay. And so that's what you just need to do when it comes to these people, is continue to love yourself. Your self-love is something that these people will never have. Okay. They can't look at themselves in the mirror. They can't look at themselves in the eye. They can't even look at themselves and love what they see, let alone love what's on the inside. And so, you know, you guys have the upper hand in the situation. The ball is literally in your court. What you decide to do with this situation is going to be up to you, but it will work out in your highest and best favor. And these people will have to watch you be successful. That's basically what's going to happen here. Everything that they tried to do was fruitless. Everything, just know that anybody that's acting from their south node, and that's what the devil card is. You know, people say it's associated with Capricorn, but what the devil card is the lower part, us being stuck in our pride and our ego. When people are acting from that space, their actions are fruitless. They don't ever, even if they affect you for one day, they don't ever get the effect that they want. And so literally, you need to be affirming to yourself that you love yourself, that you are worthy, because you guys are worthy of love. You're worthy of having God's protection. You're also worthy of being protected. Yeah, guilt is something we thought was a good idea at the time, and in hindsight, realized it wasn't. Exactly. You know, even if you feel like you have to get out of character to defend yourself, sometimes you have to show people that you are not to be played with, that they may think your life is a joke, but you don't think your life is a joke. You take your life very seriously. And so you protecting it, that just goes verbatim with self-love. And so, you know, don't let anybody guilt trip you. Don't let them make you feel like you're to blame. You know, forgive them, because these people are stupid and they truly don't know what they're doing. And not only that, they really don't know who they're doing it to. Like I said, had they done any investigation on you, they'd have never, ever done this in the first place. Okay, you guys, thank you for making it to the ending of this reading. I love you so much. Thank you guys for getting on here with me late and everything like that. I will see you guys in the next reading. Please like the video, tap the notification bell, and make sure you guys are subscribed. I love you so much. Peace be with you, and I'll see you guys in the next one, okay? Bye, you guys. Have a wonderful evening or afternoon whenever you are watching this, okay? You can always rewind the video, those of you that came in at the very end, okay? I love you guys so much. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.